You're listening to the 108th edition of the Bitachon podcast, and we continue with a passuk that speaks about our Bitachon. L'chein samach libi vayagel kavodi. Therefore my heart was joyous, and my kavod, which is a reference to the neshama, my soul, was ecstatic. Ach besari yishkoin levetach. My flesh, my very body itself, shall dwell with an absolute sense that Hashem is with me. The passuk before is a famous passuk, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid. I place Hashem in front of me always. Ki mimini balamoit. He does not go away from, he doesn't falter from my right hand. So these two psukim together teach us an incredible thing. Simcha, the incredible simcha, the joy that we have, that we can have, we have the potential to experience when we indeed trust in Hashem, when we sense that Hashem is right next to us all the time. Says the Ibn Ezra. Before the Ibn Ezra, he brings here on the bottom in letter Yud Ches, Archas Tzadikim kol inida bitachon mishara simcha. Interestingly, the Archas Tzadikim, the sefer that has the famous Shar Bitachon. So, I'm sorry, not the sefer that has the Shar Bitachon, I'm thinking Chavis Halavavis. But the Orchas Tzadikim has a chapter, a section, it has different sections in the sefer. One of the sections is Simcha, joy. Included in the concept of joy is the concept of Bitachon. Kirak al yidei Bitachon yismach libo be'emes. The only way to have true joy, my friends, is through Bitachon, through this trust in Hashem. V'kach kasav sham hamamin b'leiv shalim v'teach be'ezer atzur v'samech la'olam. This is what it says there, that a person who believes absolutely with his full heart and he trusts in the help of Hashem, the rock, the most foundational one who gives existence to the world, so then he's always happy. If you know that Hashem is with you, there's no greater joy than that. We say, and such a person who knows that Hashem is with him, so every single thing that he needs to endure, every single difficult situation he finds himself in, he knows that it's like a person who's sick, and he has to take a very bitter pill, he has to swallow a bitter pill. But he does it with joy because he knows that this pill is going to give him a refuah, is going to cure him of his ailments, of his sickness. The Rechaz Tzadikim says you need to understand that joy is something which includes everything. It's the most all-inclusive aspect that we can speak of. A person who is happy with what he has, he's rich, even if he's poor. What is the true joy? It's the rejoicing in Hashem. It's the rejoicing in the aspect of the fact that Hashem is constantly with us. So you want to know the key to happiness, the true key, the ultimate key to joy in this world is Bitachon, is awareness of Hashem in our lives, is trust in Hashem. Says the Ibn Ezra, the passuk says, therefore my heart rejoiced. What is the heart? The heart is the intellect. Ukvaydi, neshama. Right? There's a rejoicing of my soul. That's the kvaydi, which means my honor, is reference to my soul. Af besari haguf yishkan levetach. So my very flesh, my very body itself, the physical aspect of myself, will also have a sense of confidence in Hashem. What's the reason? He says, Ibn Ezra, that when a person is attached to the higher power, to Koyach Elyon, to the highest power, I would say, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so his soul rejoices. It's such an awesome simcha. When a person experiences Hashem in his life, there's no greater joy than that. Says the Ibn Ezra, the fact that I trust in Hashem can change the future. It protects me from any sicknesses that in a natural way could have come. And I'll just add in parenthetically here, I just heard from a Rosh Hashiva. I was listening to Shirim about Bitachon from Rabbi Per, and he read from the Ramban, which I haven't seen it inside recently, but I have seen it inside. It's worth checking out. It's in Eov, in Job, chapter 36, verse 7. It's easy to remember. 36 is Lamed Vav, is 6 times 6, and then the 7 is the next number. It's in Eov, chapter 36, verse 7. The Ramban there says that a person who has true faith, who has real bitachon, has nisim. He is taken out of the natural order of things. The person has miracles happening to him all the time. If a person has this level of bitachon. And that's exactly what the Ibn Ezra is saying. By attaching myself to Hashem, I become supernaturally protected. I can change the future. I can change time. I can change the natural order of things. The natural order is that a person gets sick if they come in contact with someone else who's sick. Right? It's a tremendous chiddush. My physical body can be in this world without any worry. Why? Because I'm attached to the highest reality, to Hashem Himself. Says the Radak, the fisher samticha kenegdi samid, right? The passuk before, as we mentioned, is I'm placing Hashem before me. Says the Radak, since I place Hashem in front of me always, samach libi, my heart rejoices. What's the heart? V'hu haseichel. That's the intellect of the person. Vayogel kavaydi v'hu haneshama shu kavod haguf. My honor rejoices, as we said, it's a reference to the soul, which is the honor of the physical body. Says the Radak, an interesting thing. Because I have this sense that Hashem is with me, so I can be assured, because I have this connection to Hashem, that my soul, when it leaves my body, it will be attached to Hashem. It will come back into union, into an open relationship with God. Because I know that, my flesh, my physical body as well, as long as I'm alive, I have that sense that it's all good, that Hashem will save me from all damage. So again, the connection that I sense and I feel to Hashem guarantees that I'll be protected in this world from any damage. Now there's a piece here from the Chassam Sefer, the Ksav Sefer. I'll read it in a moment, but first I'd like to see there, for some reason I'm not sure exactly why he put it in this order, but there's another piece which I think is more along the lines of what we've been speaking about, which is later. I'll read that first. We'll come back to the Ksav Sefer. This is from the Imre Bina. King David said, L'chein samach libi. My heart rejoices. What's that a reference to? The heart. Haruach hachiyuni. It's the life-giving spirit. It's that which enlivens the body. That aspect of myself, what's the difference between a human who's alive and a human who's dead? There's a spirit that animates the body. That's l'chein samach libi. There's a joy in that animating spirit. Vayogel kavaydi hi haneshama. Right? What is the kavod? As we said previously, it's the soul. It's the honor. Shenikras kavod. It's referred to as the honor. So there's an aspect of a spiritual sense of joy. There's an aspect of a physical, animating sense of joy. And, of course, there's the guf, the body itself. Amar kol hashleisha chalakim. And it mentions all of these different parts. We have the soul, we have the body, and we have the animating spirit, which connects the soul, the higher spiritual aspect, to the physical body. Keeps the two connected. All of them complete the Holy Torah. So what happens? What's the result of having these three aspects connected through the Torah? through our connection to Hashem, so the result is that my physical body, there's a yishkon avetach. I dwell with confidence. Go to the Rava Bar Miyasa, like the story of the Rava Bar Miyasa, which I'm not familiar with, which obviously somehow illustrates the fact that when I have this recognition of Hashem, when I have this bitachon, so everything is good. But in contrast, v'rekav batzmais kina, we find that when a person has kina, when a person does not have a sense that everything that's happening to him is good, he doesn't have a sense that Hashem is with him, he doesn't have a sense that whatever I have is mine and that's good. So then his bones are rotting with jealousy. Someone who has jealousy in his heart, so his bones rot. But contrast that with somebody that in all of his ways he recognizes and he tries to keep the way of Hashem. This is not just I place Hashem before me, but it's in an active way I'm placing Hashem before me, as the Rabbeinu understands it. I'm making Hashem part of my life by fulfilling His will, by doing the mitzvahs, by fulfilling the commandments. Everything that this person, this individual is doing is in order to reach a greater level of perfection, of closeness to Hashem. By fulfilling that which the Torah says to do. Through that, as the Zohar says, he brings the Zohar, through the Torah, so we connect the soul, the highest aspect of myself, through the Ruach, through the connecting soul aspect to the Guf, to the body. And that's what King David means. By placing Hashem before me always, which he understands to mean keeping the Torah, fulfilling the directives of the Torah. So it creates a powerful connection between the different aspects of myself, my soul, my ruach, my guf, and there's a sense of fulfillment, a sense of shleimus, of perfection, a sense of confidence that all is good in my life. So it's a very powerful idea as well. So we have the simcha, which we spoke about at the beginning, the joy that a person experiences when we recognize that Hashem is there. We have the fulfillment of the Torah, which perfects us. And now there's one more aspect, which is what the Ksav Sefer speaks about. Manir Li says the Ksav Sefer, what seems to me, the psukim seem to be saying that which we find the Ran explains in Drush Yud. Whoa, that was a bug flying by. We find that our sages discuss something which is a very deep and important question. Why is it that we find that good people, bad things happen to good people? Why is that? There's something called Yisurim Shel Ava, difficulties, pain that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives because of His love. Umikra Mefarish, the passuk says explicitly in Proverbs, King Solomon tells us, chapter 3, verse 12, the one that Hashem loves, He gives reproof. Right? It's not pleasant to receive reproof. It's not pleasant to receive a dressing down, to be told off. Why does Hashem send difficulties and challenges on a person? It would seem to be because he's getting punished. But why is this person getting punished if he's a good person? If he's a person Hashem loves? Because of who? The Ran explains that the idea is like this. If a righteous person is trying his best and is succeeding in fulfilling all of the commandments as he should, so this person needs to fight his Yetzer Hara, he needs to fight his evil inclination constantly. It's a constant battle. His Yetzer Hara wants to do certain sins. Chazal teach us, our sages tell us, that the Yetzer Hara of a person is constantly strengthening itself against the person. Each time, this tzaddik, this righteous individual, has to go through a challenge. All the time, the person needs to be worried. He won't be able to succeed. He won't be able to overcome his evil inclination. That the Yetzer Hara will be stronger than him and cause him to transgress something in the Torah. So because Hashem loves him, so Hashem specifically gives him challenges. Why? He might be poor, he might not have any money, he might be indeed very poor. Why? Because when a person is downtrodden, when a person is challenged, when a person is poor, so the person's Yetzer Hara, his desires to do wrong, are minimized. Hashem wants to help the person. The person shouldn't fall. The person should be able to continue to do what's right. So this is what the Ran says in his drushes, that Hashem will give a person challenges and difficulties. Why? So that he stays a tzaddik, so he stays righteous. Because if he becomes rich, things go too easy for him, so it's more likely he'll sin. Says the Ksav Sefer, based on this I say, this is what David HaMelech, King David, meant when he said, I place Hashem before me always. King David, of course, he was a king. He was wealthy. He had many, many things. But he was constantly plagued by difficulties, by challenges. We see from reading Tanakh, we see from reading Tehillim, from reading the Psalms. He was chased after by his son, wanted to kill him. He was chased after Shaul. Shaul wanted to kill him. But he didn't complain to God. He never complained and said, I don't want this. He always felt that the challenges that he was experiencing were for his good. The reason was so that he shouldn't veer away from the good path, which he calls the right-hand path. His Yetzer Hara, his evil inclination, shouldn't get the best of him. What does it mean, Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samir? It means that Shivisi means to direct his thoughts. Hashem Lenegdi Tamid. Lenegdi can mean opposite me. Hashem is opposite me. What does it mean that Hashem is opposite me? That which Hashem is facing off with me in a certain sense. He's giving me challenges, he's giving me difficulties. It's Hashem who's doing it. The challenges are from him. There are many who come, who pursue me. This is something which is the opposite of what he wants. Hashem lenegdi means Hashem is opposite me. He's doing the opposite of what I naturally want. I don't want to experience challenges and difficulties. I want my life to be quiet. I want it to be, smooth. Ein zelarali. But the fact that Hashem is doing this is not for my bad. It's not because Hashem hates me, chas v'shalom, heaven forbid. It's not because God is out to get me. Kinimini balamoit. God does not veer away from my right hand. B'shvil shalei emoit miyamini. It says the Ksav Sefer, a beautiful pshat. The verse means Hashem doesn't want me to veer away from the right hand, from the right path. Derech hayamin shalachti tamid, which I've been going on constantly. Hashem is doing these things, giving me these challenges, so that I stay on the right way, so that I do the right thing. I remain a tzaddik, I remain righteous. And since I always had this sense, King David is saying, I always felt Hashem is doing these things, giving me these challenges, so that I stay on the right path. Therefore This is why intellectually I was always joyous. I had a feeling of joy. My soul rejoiced. And I said, also my flesh will dwell with confidence. Even my physical body, which feels pain, which feels the most, the difficulty. Finishing off with the bottom line, the Ksav Sefer tells us, when a person receives the challenges that he experiences with love, when he recognizes that it's Hashem's love, it's coming from Hashem's desire to help a person to stay on the straight and narrow path. This understanding, this recognition, takes away the sharpness, the pain, the excessive pain, I would say, of the difficulties. They're not so heavy on him. And that's what it means, that my flesh will also dwell in a confident way. So it's a beautiful idea. So we have a certain simcha. This is the first idea we spoke about. We have a simcha that we get when we have bitachon. The second idea was that we have a connection between our soul and our body through the Torah learning. Gives us, I would say, bitachon as well. The final idea from the Ksav Sefer, that to the extent that we recognize that every single thing that happens in our lives, the challenges that occur, are for our best, are to keep us on a good path. To the extent that we realize that, we have incredible joy, we have incredible sense of serenity. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again next time.